Throughout the centuries, women have played an important role in art. In our short video, we are going to analyze 3 beautiful works of art that capture women, from the idealized beauty of Venus de Milo to Monet's impressionistic recreation of his muse, to the edgy performance of a contemporary jazz piece that redefines what it is to be a woman in today's society. The Venus de Milo, discovered on the island of Melos in 1820, is a mysterious masterpiece from the Hellenistic period. The Venus de Milo is essentially 2 slabs of marble. It is comprised of several parts, including the bust, legs, left arm, and foot, which were sculpted separately, then fixed with vertical pegs, a technique fairly common in the Greek world. The goddess is thought to have originally worn metal jewelry, including bracelet, earrings, and headband, of which only the fixation holes remain. The marble also may have been embellished with polychromy. The arms were never found. The missing pieces of marble and absence of attributes made the restoration process and identification of the statue difficult. A whole range of positions have been suggested, including leaning against a pillar, resting her elbow on Ares' shoulder, or holding a variety of attributes. One popular thought is that this mysterious statue might represent Aphrodite because of her half-nakedness and her sensual feminine curves. She also may have held an apple, an allusion to the judgment of Paris. However, she might also be the sea goddess Amphitrite. The Venus de Milo is sometimes thought to have been a replica inspired by an original from the late 4th century BC because of its resemblance to the Aphrodite of Capua. The Venus de Milo's air of aloofness, the harmony of her face, and her impassivity are stamped with the aesthetics of the 5th century BC. Additionally, the hairstyle and delicate modeling of her flesh evoke works of the 5th century sculptor Praxiteles. However, this sculpture reflects innovations that also appeared during the Hellenistic period, between the 3rd and 1st centuries BC. Classic characterizations of this period include the spiral composition, the positioning of her figure in a 3-dimensional space, and her small-breasted, elongated body. The Venus de Milo is frozen in time. Her drapery is sliding over her hips. Her nudity also contrasts with the effects of light and shade and of her finely detailed garments. These small details contribute to the overall work of the Venus de Milo. The woman is portrayed as an idealized woman of the time.
This painting is Claude Monet's Woman with a Parasol, or Madame Monet and Her Son. Claude Monet is one of the fathers of the French Impressionist movement in the 1800s. He's known for painting his immediate surroundings and the people and places he knew best, specifically the places in nature. This particular work is one of his most famous pieces of Impressionism. It is a depiction of his first wife Camille and son Jean, standing at the top of a hill in a garden, which happens to be the garden at his second home near Paris. Camille is painted to look majestic because she is Monet's muse. She is strong and gentle at the same time. Monet uses short, wispy strokes which give this painting an airy, outdoorsy feeling, which is perfect because she is this natural beauty that he's drawn towards and desires to recreate, and Claude Monet has a history with painting nature.
Roger Copeland once described dance as the art of pure physical presence in which women are fully reduced to and equated with their bodies. Together, women such as Isadora Duncan, Martha Graham, Ruth St. Denis, Catherine Dunham, and others courageously rejected the strained nature of classical ballet. In traditional dance or classical ballet, many depict the dance as a constrained nature. In modern dance, rather than torturing their bodies into the restricted constructs of a male design standard, women embrace self-expression. Women tore off their corsets, danced with bare feet, and allowed emotion, gravity, and breath to fuel their movements. The foundations of modern dance thus depart from the male-driven, male-dominated traditions of most other art forms. Feminism and modern dance inherently intertwine. Many of the early modern dance companies were comprised solely of female dancers. Modern dance frequently represents a female-driven realm that breaks boundaries, embraces freedom, and reflects changing social norms. Now you're going to see a contemporary piece from Sonia Tallier. Sonia was born in Brooklyn, New York. She states, "I want to be an ever-evolving, noticeable choreographer." She didn't get any technical training until she was 18, but she knew she wanted to be a choreographer when she took her first choreography class. However, she also knew that she wanted to tap her own voice into it and the way she wanted to move. In one of her interviews, she states, "I've met a few others with a similar story. For some reason, it's more accepting for men to start later in dance, which I think it's ridiculous. It's all given me more motivation to learn and to be really good at it." This could be potentially a reason why Sonia empowers women in many of her choreography. Sonia loves doing group pieces and loves using the space. She mentioned Melanie and Sasha and how their duet was one of her righteously greatest ones because of the two women. "I love when women can dance like men," and this is a piece that you will be seeing today. Now that you've seen Sonia's masterpiece, I'm going to discuss some of the elements appearing throughout. The dance starts off with a color green that is projected on both Melanie and Sasha. The color green is overly emphasized here. It represents rebirth, self-respect, and well-being. Also portrays these women as strong. It correlates with modern dance in the sense that modern dance was in itself a rebirth for women in dance. Empowerment is also portrayed through the pose that the two began their dance with. Much of the beginning counts incorporate both Sasha and Melanie flexing their biceps in some form or another, representing power. Each move is sharp, concise, and carried out with great amount of energy. The moves aren't portrayed as delicate, light, effortless as would in a ballet piece. Even the dance steps that include modern jazz, which incorporates some of ballet's fundamentals into the dance, the steps have a sense of heaviness to them. Both Melanie and Sasha utilize the stage well and are able to dance on each corner of the stage at one point or another. In studio, what one learns as one learns a choreography is to stay in character. Therefore, the facial expressions of the dancers have to correlate with the dance and the message of the dance itself. Throughout the dance, Sasha and Melanie are acting as much as they're performing their dance. Their strong and intense facial expressions portray them as superior to the audience. It is evident the dance isn't purely projected towards the audience, but focused more towards the chemistry in between the two dancers. As the dance goes along, the color white becomes prominent in the stage lighting, a color that represents purity and perfection. This correlates to women in today's society. In many magazines, movies, and social media, women are portrayed to be in power, but also flawless at the same time. Another important aspect to keep in mind is the music of this dance. The song Game On by District 79 starts off with strong instrumentals such as the violin, cello, and violas. The music itself is conflicting. While some of the instruments are playing soft, long notes, the others are overpowering and creating the melody of the song, with short and sharp notes. Soon the techno is incorporated along with the orchestra and enhances the dancer's energy. Finally, in the end, both Sasha and Melanie end with an elegant jazz walk with flexed arms, both actions which contrast to portray a strong yet elegant woman in today's society. After analyzing all three masterpieces, one can conclude that each work of art represents women in different social contexts. A woman's social status in society is portrayed through the art, but one thing that is apparent in all three pieces is idealization. Women are utilized in art quite often to portray the idealized woman of that time period, whether that idealization be physical beauty, grace, or empowerment.